So it is April, and that means it is draft season. I'm doing a video series on where I go over my top 5 favorite prospects at each position. And in yesterday's video, I talked about safeties. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about the cornerbacks. This is a very solid secondary class this year. I like a good amount of safeties in this draft, but I love a lot of corners in this draft. This draft class has a lot of solid corners in it. Sure, it might not have the high-end corner you may be looking for, but the corner options are still amazing this draft. And in this video, I'm going to be going over my top 5 favorite corners. Now, usually this doesn't end up being the actual rankings, but in this specific video, my top 5 favorites also just happen to be my top 5 corners this draft. It worked out that way this time around, unlike safeties in last video. If you would like to see my full top 10, follow me on X. My username will pop up on screen now, and it is also available in the description. So go check it out if you'd like to see it. I will also be posting my big board on draft week on X, so stay tuned for that. And here's my grading scale for this draft. Of course, the generational tab is not going to be used at all in this draft, and spoiler alert, the elite tab will not be used for the cornerbacks either, but there will be a lot of plus starters in this group. So let's get right into the corners. So the first corner we're going to talk about is probably most people's cornerback 1 this draft, and that is Mansour Delane from LSU. He is easily one of the most complete cornerback prospects in this class. He's elite in zone coverage, he's elite in man coverage, he's very good against the run, his coverage instincts are insane. He holds up against most wide receivers he'll ever go up against, and he has excellent ball skills. Plus, he's a pretty fluid athlete when it comes to it as well. I mean, it's hard to get much better than Mansour Delane in this draft. And in most draft classes, he'd probably be easily in the top 3. He is that good. Now, as you can see, he's not an elite prospect for me, but he's very close to being one. And I think he will be a very high-end corner in this league. Now, the one question mark you could really have about him is his long speed. His long speed is only 4.4, which is still very good, but it's not really elite. And he could have some problems with some burners, but that's honestly a minor nitpick in my opinion. Most wide receivers he will go up against will not run past him. He will be able to keep up with most wide receivers in the league. Now you could say this could be the difference between him being an elite corner or just a very good corner, but I really doubt that matters all that much when there are plenty of elite corners in the league who don't have 4.3 speed. I think even if he's just a tier below elite, any team who drafts him will be extremely happy with him. Now, another one of my nitpicks with him, and it's why I don't really have him as elite, his frame is rather light. That also affects his arm length, which is quite small for the position. Now, corner arm length is really a minimal factor in most cases, but it does affect how well he can play in press man coverage. He won't be able to jam larger receivers all that great when he's got shorter arms, and he's got less room for error there. But again, these are nitpicks, and I think he's an excellent corner prospect. And my number 2 corner in this draft is Jermod McCoy from Tennessee. Now, there is a major red flag with McCoy in that he's coming off a torn ACL, and he didn't play last year. But his 2024 tape was one of my favorite tape sessions that I had with any corner in this draft. He is elite in both man and zone coverage, and he is a turnover machine. His ball skills are as good as anyone's in this draft, and his coverage tape is also extremely high level, and he's good in both zone and man coverage. Now, he will likely be better in zone coverage where you can use his ball skills to your advantage, but if you have a man scheme, you'll be plenty happy with McCoy. And his instincts and route recognition are also extremely high level, and he will easily be cornerback 1 in this league. That's if his recovery from his ACL goes well. He's also got solid size. It isn't amazing. It's actually relatively similar to Mansour Delane in that he's 6'1", about 190-ish. His arm length isn't that long, so you could pretty much say the same issues in terms of frame as Mansour Delane, but again, minor factor in my opinion when it comes to corner, and he's plenty good without it. But another slightly more nitpick is, will his speed really translate? He was never really the fastest corner on tape, but with the ACL injury, it may take a little time in his rookie year, and some fans may need to be a little patient when it comes to him. He might not perform as good as he can be in his rookie year just because of his relatively recent injury. I mean, it happened in January 2025, so he's plenty recovered at this point and won't miss any training camp time, but ACLs take a good while to truly recover from, so that's the major issue with him. But otherwise, he's an excellent corner and his tape was a joy to watch. And my cornerback 3 in this draft is also a Tennessee corner in Colton Hood. Now, this is definitely a step down from the previous 2 corners. Those 2 corners are easily the top 2, and then now we get to the next tier of corners. And for me, Colton Hood leads that next tier. His tools are excellent. He's got decent size. He's relatively the same size as the other 2 corners, but he's a little bit thicker than them, and he runs a touch faster than them. Now, he has similar speed to Mansour Delane, but I would say he's moderately faster, and the way he plays, it's a treat if you love physicality, and if you watch my safety video, you know I love physicality. And he is a very physical corner, especially when it comes to that 0 to 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. In man coverage, especially press coverage, he is excellent. And when he's allowed to sit in a shallow zone, he's also extremely excellent when it comes to crashing down on receivers. And he's played extremely well against very good competition as well. He's an extremely fluid athlete, and that pops on tape. His ball production is also very good. He's got 3 interceptions and 14 pass breakups, as well as 2 forced fumbles. And he's also very versatile. Like I said, he's good in both man and zone coverage like the other 2 corners, but he is extremely physical, and he probably fits better in a more man scheme. Now, there are some very real nitpicks with Colton Hood. He is not the most balanced corner, let's say. His run defense is hit and miss at times. Certain games, he will play excellent against the run. In other games, his effort wanes a little bit. And if the run goes away from him, he's not going to really put in the effort to really go after it. And his tackling can break down at times. So there's definitely missed tackles, which do need to be addressed. And of course, with physicality comes penalties. And he definitely needs to be careful with that. And also, when it comes to past 10 yards, his deep ball tracking is a little iffy. So there's definitely room for development there. But I think his tools make him definitely easily a cornerback 1 potential prospect. He's not going to go in immediately and be elite, but I think he can be if he lands with the right coach. So I think landing with one of those late first round teams would be the best position for his career. If he goes a little bit early, let's say in like the mid-teens, depending the team he lands with, that could be an issue. But I think if he goes late first round, I think that would be perfect for him. And my cornerback 4 in this class is D'Angelo Pons. If you're looking at D'Angelo Pons and not rating him highly because of his size, well, then you have not watched D'Angelo Pons, because he is easily one of the best corners in this class, and probably is one of the best tapes I've watched of any corner in this class outside of maybe the top 2 prospects. I think his tape is better than Colton Hood, but I rated Colton Hood slightly higher because I do like his tools, and he's still extremely good in coverage. But overall, D'Angelo Pons is an extremely complete corner. He is super physical, and unlike the last 3 corners, he is an absolutely elite athlete. His time at his pro day was supposedly as low as 4.28. Now it's probably more like 4.31, and stopwatches are somewhat inaccurate. you don't have laser time to get laser accurate times, but still, he has elite speed, and his vertical is also extremely good. Like, his vertical is higher than many receivers in this class, so his size matters less when he has a monster vertical. Plus, his man and zone are elite, his physicality is elite, his run support is elite, and if you want to watch him go up against bigger wide receivers, watch him against Washington when he threw Denzel Boston to the ground, who is 6'4". He's like 6 inches taller than D'Angelo Pons. Well, actually 8. I can't do math, apparently. Nearly a foot taller, and he tossed him to the ground. That tells you a lot of how competitive D'Angelo Pons is, and he is going to be an elite corner in this league, though, as you see, I rated him plus starter because his size is what it is, and it's really going to limit his matchups in the league. No matter how good he is, it's going to be a limiting factor, and that's going to definitely mess with some team evaluations, but if he goes in the second round, that's a steal in my opinion. And the last receiver on this list for me is Chris Johnson from San Diego State. The Combine and the Senior Bowl really boosted his stock, because he performed extremely well at the Senior Bowl, showed he can perform well against much higher competition, and the Combine showed how good of an athlete this guy is. Now, he's not elite, but he's still an excellent athlete and definitely boosted his draft stock from maybe third round to easily high second round at worst. You can even argue he's a late first round corner, and his instincts in zone coverage are elite. The passer rating he allowed into his zone was 20.9. You are better off spiking it into the dirt than throwing at him in zone coverage. His man coverage isn't as good, but still is quite good in its own right. And he attacks the football like a ball hawk. His ball production is very good. This past season, he had 4 interceptions and 8 pass breakups, so very effective season. Now, the main problem with him is he played in smaller competition. San Diego State is not in a powerhouse conference, so he's not going up against elite quarterbacks nor elite wide receivers in most cases. And definitely there are some flaws to his game. He's not perfect, and that's why I didn't rate him plus starter. His contested catch situations aren't great. He doesn't play well in those situations, especially against bigger, more physical receivers, and he can get stuck at certain points when certain routes have double moves and fakes. He can get stuck in place, which opens up a small window, which against strong competition like the NFL could cause problems. But I still think Chris Johnson is a high-end corner, and he will be a very good piece to any secondary he goes to. Now, he's probably not going to be an elite cornerback 1, but I still think he can be a very good cornerback 1 on a team, or an elite cornerback 2. So, what do you guys think of my list? Do you think I should have included some other corners on this list? And what other corners do you like in this draft? Let me know in the comment section below. And again, if you want to see my full top 10 rankings, go onto my X account and you'll be able to see it there. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please leave a like and sub. It's greatly appreciated and lets me know you guys enjoy these videos. Anyways, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!